This is actually my favorite behavior and the behavior that I've studied the most in my lab.
But starting out with rodents, because that's what's studied in the lab by people like you, what are some can you just kind of give us a survey of when you have a new mother, a mouse, what are the core maternal care behaviors she tends to exhibit? What are the basic things she does?
Shortly after, so first of all, moms are actively engaged in caregiving behavior from the moment the pups are being birthed. So they will eat the placenta, start grooming the pups immediately. And then mom, actually, this will happen a couple of days even before mom gives birth. She'll begin to build a nest, gathering nest materials so that she can keep the pups warm right after birth. She will, as I mentioned before, retrieve pups that should become displaced from the nest. This is actually my favorite behavior and the behavior that I've studied the most in my lab, there it could be a number of reasons why pups become displaced. Pups could be suckling, and if mom gets up quickly, sometimes they're sort of still hanging on and then they might fall off. As they get a little bit older and mobile, they can kind of start to leave the nest. Regardless of what happens, mom will pick them up and carry them back to the nest to make sure that they're safe. And rats are really good at this behavior. Actually, we sort of joke in the lab sometimes that seems like they can count, because if you, as the experimenter, separate pups from the nest and sort of scatter them throughout the cage to stimulate this pup retrieval behavior, you'll see this very stereotypic response. Mom will come out, she'll pick each pup up, bring it back to the nest, and then when she's done, she'll sort of circle around the cage, making sure that she's got everyone before she eventually settles back in the nest. And then in the nest, moms display nursing behavior, as we mentioned, in order to keep the pups fed. There's a number of different postures that they can take over the pups when they're engaged in nursing behavior. Nursing behavior is largely reflexive. So one of the things that we tend to look for in my lab, because we study stress during the postpartum period, is we really look to see if moms even giving pups a chance to get near the nipples, because once mom's kind of over the pups, it's actually stimulation from the infants that causes her to go into different nursing postures. And mom really responds to the infant needs quite a bit as well. So one of the things we've learned in the last decade or so is that pups emit ultrasonic vocalizations that we're not able to audibly hear, but mom can hear, and they emit different types of vocalizations depending upon what they might need at any given time. So some vocalizations are distress calls. If they get separated, that's one of the ways that mom can find them. But even in the nest, they'll emit different vocalizations that will cause mom to shift from nursing to grooming and so forth. And then, as
Mhm.
I mentioned, they also groom the pups. So grooming behavior, early on, it functions to help the pups urinate and defecate. And moms display this behavior quite a bit. So they lick the body, they lick the anogenital region. And as pups get older, they continue to exhibit this sort of body grooming behavior. And there's been a lot of work done looking at the relationship between that sort of grooming, physical contact, and various outcomes in pups
Mhm.
once they're adults.
So at one level, it's sort of all the things that you would expect. It's a lot of
Mhm.
similar things to what humans do. The mother's providing warmth, she's providing
Mhm.
security. She will get everyone back together if they're displaced or separated.
Mhm.
She will provide food, obviously, and grooming and things like that. So a lot of familiar behaviors there that we see in a lot of mammals.